Hello everyone. So now we have the wireless security feature. So we are going to discuss this one. This is also some theory topic. Wireless security feature. To join example, if you want to join, if any client, if any user want to join to the wireless network, then how we can join? Or if you want to use the wireless network to join and use a wireless network, how we can join? We need to put the password. Example, this is a scenario. This guy is trying to join the access point. This guy, example ABC, want to connect to the access point. Access point is saying, who are you? This guy is replying, I am Joy, user. So same like this, we have the communication between our device and the AP. Okay, when he want to connect to the AP, if this AP is not having any authentication, then this guy can authenticate this guy, the PC can connect to him. But example, if we have the authentication, that is user and password, then this guy need to put the password for that SSID, for that Wi-Fi signal. Example, this Wi-Fi signal, if we have the lock here, this is having the lock. So if I want to connect this one, I need to click and put the password. Same thing here, we need to put here. So what I am saying, to join and use a wireless network, wireless client must first discover the basic service set. First he need to check the signal where we have the basic service set, and then they will request the permission to connect with it, to associate with it. Okay, first he need to check the Wi-Fi signal, and then he need to send the request to join it. So if it is not having the password anything, he can connect. If it is having the password anything, he need to put the password. If he put the password, then it will go to the AP. If it is a standalone AP, they will check and they will, if it is correct, they will allow this guy to join. But if it is not standalone AP, he is going to forward the detail to WLC controller. If we are using WLC only, then WLC will be verified and he is going to acknowledge. If we are using the authentication server separately, then authentication server is going to reply back to WLC controller. WLC controller again reply back to AP, then AP is going to reply back to them. Okay, so example, we have the authentication different method, how we can secure the Wi-Fi. We have different. First one is a open authentication. Open authentication. As we know that the wireless, we have the open authentication also. Before, we don't have the password. When you buy the router, before olden days, it is not having the password, just it is a open, anyone can connect. So we have this two way. This computer want to connect, he will say authentication request, this authentication respond, and then associate request, association response. So they will connect. If we are not using any authentication, if we are using open authentication, they can connect directly without any password or anything. So we have different. Example, if I want to keep without authentication, what I can do, I can go in the WLC controller, I can select that access point, but I think they will not allow us here to do that one. If I click this one, they are not allowing. We can click this one, we can open here, and then I can put the password. Or if I don't want to put any password, I can do without password also. Example, if I want to, let me try here, because all features are not available here, but anyhow let me see here. If I go now, here is the detail. Let me do here, what I will do here, WLAN controller. So I will create new. Okay, I want to create new, I will say go here. So we will have one form here, we need to put, example, I have this form, I will say this ABC. Okay, and profile name is ABC. SSID also I can give ABC. I give ABC, I apply. So this is going to create now. After a few seconds, this new SSID, new Wi-Fi signal is going to create. Okay, and after that, if I go in the security, already created. Okay, if I go in the security, let me check here. Here nothing is there in the wireless. In somewhere we will see that also. The here let's see WLAN we will see. Yeah, if you see here, we have two here. If you see, this is a test, but this is having the authentication. But if you see ABC without password, if you see here nothing, here no password. So what I can do, I can click this By default, without authentication we have, but if you want to put authentication, we have different method to put the authentication also. If I click, I can open this one, then I can select same thing as I put a screenshot here. If you see, we can go there and we can open. We will have no authentication, means we are not using any authentication, that is open authentication. And we have different method. If you want to use the other authentication, what we can do, we can use different authentication also. If you see, this is a none, the one which we saw here before, that is having the none. If you see before, this one none, so we are not using any authentication. So like this way. But if we want to use authentication with pre-share key, we can use that one also. This option is available here. We can define, and we can define the password whatever we want to key as a pre-share key, and we can apply. So the user, if anyone want to connect, they need to put this number, that is known as authentication with pre-share key. Okay, this is another method. If you see here, I can go here, let me check here this layer 2, and here which one I am using, pre-share key, but here that option is not available. Or if I enable here, yeah, this one PSK format, I can put the key, whatever key I want to use. Same thing, the screenshot which I put here, I will go here in the layer 2, then I will select the WPA2, and then I will enable the AES, and here PSK pre-share key, and I can put password. So depending upon this password, the user can connect. So this is another method to put the authentication with the pre-share key. This way we can put. And the other one is a EAP. We have another method also, we can use EAP. EAP is nothing but this is a extensible authentication protocol. In this one, we are going to connect the device with the port. We can connect with the port based authentication. So depending upon the port base, they can connect also. So in that one, if you see what we will have in the scenario, I have the AP. This is a guy. We can say this guy as a client. Okay, this is a client or supplicant. Supplicant, client, user, endpoint, all are nothing but supplicant. Means who is going to access the Wi-Fi signal. And in between, if you see here, I have the AP. Or if we are using the authentication server, then these two things I can say this is a authenticator. Authenticator is a device, intermediate device in between the supplicant and the authentication server. So here we will use the Cisco ISE. We will use Cisco ISE. Cisco ISE is having the authentication server, that is a AAA server. In the coming classes, we are going to look the AAA server, authentication, authorization, accounting. As we'll discuss in our CCNA level, that AAA, we are going to repeat same concept we have here also. So we are going to do that one also. But now just remember, this guy want to join the network. So what he will do, this guy will connect to the AP. AP is going to send to WLC controller, and we are accessing, we are using the authentication server. So WLC controller will ask authentication server, can you verify this guy is allow or not? He will check and he will reply yes, this guy is allow, and it will come to him and he can connect that one. So this way, the guy who is trying to connect, that is known as supplicant. That is a client device that is requesting for access, that is known as supplicant. That is the endpoint, laptop, printer, iPhone, tablet, or any device. Okay, maybe server, maybe any device that is trying to connect, that is known as supplicant. Authenticator, the network device that provide the access to the network, usually is a wireless LAN controller or AP. That is known as authenticator. Authentication server means AS, that is a AAA server. The device that take user or client password, username, everything, they are going to verify, they are going to check, can we allow or not that guy. That is nothing but authentication server. He is going to check the policy, everything from the Radius or TechAct server. From there, they are going to reply back. So this one is known as authentication server, authenticator, supplicant. Okay, so this way. So how we can connect? We can connect with the WLC controller. How WLC controller is connected with the AAA server? So here If you see, if we open here, we can go here in the monitoring. If we go in the monitoring, we will have here option for Cisco ISE. No, here in the security, let me go to security, and then we can see here we will have the option AAA. If you see, this is a AAA server. So what we can do, we can put the AAA IP here, and we can connect the AAA server. Here it is not allow, because this one is not allowed in the packet tracer, but in real scenario we can connect that one. Okay, if you see here, we have the radius and this option are grayed out, so we don't have this option, we cannot use. This is not supported in the packet tracer, but in the real scenario you will put the key and the IP address, all that one, to connect the what we can say authenticator server. Authenticator server is nothing but Cisco ISE. Cisco ISE is going to connect with the WLC controller. So this way they will connect, and after that here how we will connect in the real scenario, we will select this one, we will put the priority of that Cisco ISE, we will give the IP address of that one, and whatever the key we have to connect that one, and which port number it is working, and timeout, what timeout we want to give, and retransmit time, we will put this value and we will submit. So our WLC controller is going to connect with the Cisco ISE. So that is known as what we can say EAR. We are using EAR authentication, and we are having one more thing, that is web-based authentication. Web-based authentication is a, like if you go to coffee shop, or if you go to airport, when you try to connect any Wi-Fi signal, they will open the one web page in the browser. If you remember like this, you will have the web page in the, if you want to connect your mobile phone also, it will automatically open in the browser and asking you to put the username and password, and they have some form, you need to fill that form, and then when you fill that, your mobile number, everything, you will get connected with the device like maybe 2 hours, and you can access the internet. After that it will disconnect, you need to pay or take the coffee from them, coffee shop. They have some policy, that all is nothing but web-based authentication. So in that web-based authentication, what we will have the WLC controller, and we will have the Cisco ISE also, because in the Cisco ISE we have so many things, we can put that web-based authentication also. So scenario, what we will have the access point. Access point is connected to switch, and here WLC controller, Cisco ISE will be there. If anyone want to connect to the AP, they will get here, and the Cisco ISE will give the form. This guy need to fill the form, that information will store here, and they will give the internet access, that is a guest VLAN for maybe 2 hours. So this way they can access. After that we need to buy the internet, before we will have some free. So these types of form we have, we can design different types of form, whatever form we want to show to the customer, that all form we can design in the Cisco ISE, whatever information we need to ask. So this one we are using HTTPS. This is known as web-based authentication. So through web-based authentication we can allow. How we can enable this one? If we want to enable, we can go here. This is a web policy. If we go in the layer 3, if we go in the security, let me check here where we have that option. If I go here in the security, and not in the security, in the controller, I think, let me check here. In the wireless, no, because all options are grayed out here, not we can see, but somewhere we have here. So we can select that this is maybe in the security only. I think we should have that, this option. Let me check here where I put that option. If you see, we will WLAN. In the WLAN we need to go. So let me go to WLAN. This is a WLAN, okay. And after that, in the WLAN we will select which one we want to put. Example, I want to give the web-based authentication to this SSID. So I will click this one, it will open, then we will select the web-based authentication. Here it is taking long time, but in the real scenario, when you click, it will open immediately. Or here what we can do the fast forward, so it will open fastly. Okay, this open here, and then what we can do, we can go in the security. Before we are using layer 2, so now we can go layer 3. this one, and here we can select the web policy. This feature is not available in the packet tracer, but when we select the web policy, we will have like this. And here we need to put what authentication we need to select, the guy and the different forms, and we can select and we can write whatever we want to show them, like welcome to whatever our name of the, if you are in the airport or wherever we are saying, we can put the message what we want to show in that form, and we can submit. So they will have these types of form. They can say accept, and they can put their mobile number, the detail, and they can connect with the web-based authentication. So this is the scenario. They will have the wireless device, they will connect to the AP from the switch, and it will come to ICE. ICE is going to send the form, they are going to fill that form, and they are going to connect, and they can access the internet. Okay, so this is a web-based authentication. So we done this one. Let me check where it is. Somewhere we have the web-based, this one here, web-based authentication PSK. So this one we finished now. So let me stop.